Hey guys, pardon the atrocious lighting, but I thought I would go ahead and film this how I prepare to tutor on our community day for classical conversations. So this is our book. I'll show you the front, and mine is falling apart. But this is our foundations guide, and it has all of the cycles in it. We are in cycle 1 currently, and we are actually going to do week 21 in 2 days. So here is a couple of my tips. First of all, I would suggest getting tabs for your book because it just helps. It does. In fact, I forget some of the things that are in here, and when I see my tabs, I'm like, oh yeah. So it is very helpful, and I flip to maps and like the science and fine arts sections at various times throughout the year. The scripture I've just started flipping to this year because of the tab, and then I also use my by subject for review a lot of times. They make those handy dandy little cards that you can use for review, but I find this is so helpful, especially if you forget the cards like I have. So anyways, if you're using a game where you're just asking questions, I actually find the book to be easier to use. So, okay, so this is a walkthrough of how I plan. I open my foundations guide. I look through everything, like I read through it all. I read through the timeline, the history sentence, the geography, English, Latin, math, and science, okay? And then on my computer, I have a bunch of songs that I've gone through and found on CC Connected at the beginning of the year, and actually one of our tutors was kind enough to go through all of that and find some great songs for us, which was fabulous. And some of them I just use from year to year, like the math song stays the same from year to year, and you know, Latin is provided by CC, as well as the history and the timeline song. And I think maybe this English song. Honestly, I can't remember because I don't really use the CDs that much unless we're in the van. So anyways, this is kind of what I do one night. I sit down and I go through and I learn my hand motions for the timeline, which I'm getting better and better at remembering each year. And I actually go to CC Connected and I find it on there. And what I thought I would do, if I can, is I would show you. And yes, I know I totally don't have this set up to do this correctly, but oops. Okay, so what I do is I go to my Classical Conversations website. Okay, I'm trying to look through like the viewfinder and whatever. Anyways, so then I just click on this tab once you're logged in, and then it brings up the Classical Learning Center. I click on that, and then I go to this Learning Center. It just, as you hover over it, it has this drop-down box, and then I go to Timeline Videos. And I know some communities don't actually use this timeline, but here, I'll just show you how it starts out. Maybe. Anyway, so it goes ahead and it has this gal who does the timeline motions for you, which is really great. So I don't know, my computer's going to be slow. But anyways, so I find that really easy for the timeline portion of it to just go on and watch the particular seven different cards and 7 different points on the timeline. I just go ahead and go on there, find those, and watch those a few times and go over them. And like I said, I've tutored for, let's see, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years now. So I'm getting better. I still have to do it every week, except like the very beginning ones. And then history sentence. Again, CC provides the song for that. There are some timeline or history sentence motions, hand motions that you can find online that gracious people have shared. So we have those printed out. I just have it printed out for the whole year. So I go on and I kind of change them a little bit because a lot of times there are too many hand motions, and so I just cut them depending on the age that I'm teaching or tutoring. And then geography, like I said, I will actually flip to my maps tab in the back here, and I find it, and it's just really easy. So that's what I do. Oh, and you know what? I'm totally telling you that we're doing week 21. We just did week 21, so we're actually on week 22. So yeah, I would just go and look in the back. And then for math, like I said, I have those songs and I actually save them. Hang on here. There we go. I actually saved them on my computer and I just have them, oh, sorry, that's really bad, isn't it? I just have them all here, and then I saved cycle 3, and I'll need to do cycle 2 next year, but I'll just make a folder and put all of these in here. So I just like double click on, you know, science, and then there's all the songs listed by week. So that's how I kind of do it. And like I said, I just kind of do it, or one of the tutors has done it for us. She's just gathered all of what she thought were the best science songs and that kind of thing. And you don't have to have a song. I just feel like it helps so much in the memorization for my own children at home as well as the kids in class. And they like it. It's fun. So anyways, I go over all of those. I learn the songs, and I usually try and do that. Our community day is on Friday. I usually try and do this on Monday. So I sit down, I look over everything, I find the geography, yada, yada, yada. And that way, excuse me, that gives me plenty of time to email our director. If I have any questions on anything, especially geography sometimes is questionable, that gives me plenty of time to email her on that. So that is one night. And then usually I try and go over that, like in a perfect world, I would try and go over those at the beginning of my CC prep time every night, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, before Friday. That doesn't always happen, but I usually try and like to hit it at least 3 times before I do it, like 3 separate times. And then let's see, what else do I do here? It's not focusing. Okay. So then either on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, I go over our science project, and I go over it in great detail. And sometimes I even have I'm a crazy person and I talk out loud to myself down here in my basement. And, so I just print out anything that I might need. You know, if the kids are going to fill out a sheet, or if there's like for mineral identification, I know we have some sheets to fill out. A lot of times I'll go on CC Connected and just see what they have for week 22 science projects and just see what they have. So sometimes I come up with some great things. Other times I have to kind of dig deep and try and make it fun in some other way. And then the next night I'll go over fine arts, and I'll just try and like print out some coloring pages or whatever I'm going to have them do while they're listening to the music. And then I just review, of course, what they have in the back of the book. That's under the Fine Arts tab, wherever it is. Right there, the blue one. So yeah, that's kind of what I do, how I break it down. And then usually like Thursday night, I have a plethora of review games. And so I just like pull those out and decide what I'm going to do that week. And it depends on kind of my mood. It depends on my class. You know, how active I can get with them. It depends on the time of year. Easter's coming up this weekend, so I'll probably do something with Easter eggs. Maybe an Easter egg hunt or something like that, where they have to go find an Easter egg and there's a question inside or something like that. I just kind of, you know, tailor it to my class and my kids. So I have already done a video on how I organize my folder system that I take with me every week. So beyond that, I'm not going to really give like ideas and things like that on how I do these in class, because I just wanted to keep this specifically to like a prep video of how I lay out my week and my night and how I go over this. So if you guys do want to see some, I don't know, some just really simple ideas of how I do that, I can sure break that down, but I didn't want this to get too long. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope this has helped. See you in the next video.